is a landlocked country between Russia, Ukraine, Poland and the Baltic states. It gained its independence from the former Soviet Union in 1991, and it remains strongly tied to Russia, both culturally and politically, and many individuals and families there have personal and family ties with Russia. A tragic history of suffering through war and deprivation in the post-Soviet period has shaped its people to be both resilient and determined. My guest for this episode, Tania, grew up in eastern Belarus, and the idea of coming to Tasmania actually came into her head quite early in life, after her sister migrated here in 2007. Although Tania had an unsuccessful attempt to migrate in 2014, a visit had her fall in love with the state and hardened her resolve to find another way. And some years later she returned as a student with her husband, and they are now permanently settled in Hobart with their 11-month-old child, David.
So basically I was grew up in Mogilov, which is one of 6 regions of Belarus. I grew up in small village Tishovka, where we spent lots of time with other kids, my parents, my siblings, and that's a nice place to be. It's lots of outdoor activities, fresh food, sort of vegetables growing by my grandparents, and it's nice and cozy, and sometimes it's like similar to Tasmania, especially if you think about nature. We have lots of similar trees, but of course fresh air is not that fresh as in Tasmania. But anyway, it's strong connection to community, family, people help each other. Like I still keep in touch with people who I grew up with.
Okay.
This is what I value the most.
So you grew up in a bit more rural area?
Yeah, it's sort of rural area. But it was like my childhood, and then we moved to closer to city, I would say.
And how was that different?
Less outdoor activities. Because in the village it was just a house, like a villa sort of, and then we moved to block of flats, and I used to have more time spent outside because it's just one step. In block of flats you just have to go by lift and that sort of things. But anyway, I had lots of other friends. We used to play outside, but not that much.
I lived in Russia for a while, and I lived in a block of flats also. And I wondered whether it was similar where you lived. A lot of the flats in the Soviet Union were designed with like kind of that U shape with a playground in the middle, so that
yeah, most of the time we played with same people from closer buildings, I would say, block of flats, and we have like our group of kids with different age. I remember we play like with guys who was like almost teenagers. We was like little kids, and everyone was together. We play any different kind of place outside. That was nice. Yeah.
It was sort of the kind of block of flats where you knew your neighbours?
Yeah, we knew almost all neighbours. We celebrate even big feasts like New Year. We spend lots of time together. And I still remember how my mom used to call me, Tania, that's a lunch, come home. And it was for everyone. My friends, we were together, we played, and it was very good for socialization because I didn't only spend time with my group age. It was different people. Mm-hmm. So we kind of, as I think back, I kind of learned a lot from other, more elder people. Yeah. And we also spent lots of time with old ladies. It was common in our countries, like old ladies just sitting on a fence, watching everyone. It was like everyone nanny. Yeah. Yes, they told our stories, their stories of their lives, and it was very interesting. And I just very sad for this younger generation. They didn't have that. They most of the time spent at home. But in my case, it was like outside playing with other kids and neighbors.
You mentioned about the feeling of neighbourliness in the flats and knowing everybody. I think that's a big difference perhaps with Australia, where in a similar situation you may not know. I don't think it's so common for everyone to know.
Yeah, in my childhood we know every kid in our kind of suburb. And I remember we spent so much time in other kids' flat, like playing. It was rotation.
Yeah.
I don't remember spending much time at home. It was either my friends or outside.
And what did your parents do?
My mom was, she's retired, they retired, was musical teacher. She, not like piano, musical grammar, like solfeggio. My
Yeah.
dad was working in a factory, and now they retired.
And so when you were sort of growing up in that environment, did you imagine that you would always be in Belarus?
I never think about moving anywhere.
Yeah.
I just moved in Tasmania because of my sister.
Я дівчинка білоруська, білолічанка.
Talking to people from other, especially Eastern European, the grandparents are often very important.
It is. Yeah, we spent all holidays, school holidays with my grandparents. And at that time, I remember that even kids from Ukraine, Russia came to that village because their parents were living here still. And we spent time, like 3 months together playing. I remember we went to grab a cow. My friends, they have cow, and they usually feed in some further field, and we just went to grab cow.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I remember it was fascinating. I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Went to grab a cow back.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned people coming from Ukraine and Russia because they had family there. Because when I remember, I got the impression when I was talking to, I had Russian colleagues that when I worked in Moscow, and everyone seemed to have a relative in Belarus.
Yeah, exactly, because it was USSR. It was part of Russian Empire. I mean, we all kind of have Ukrainian-Russian roots. I have Russian roots and Belarusian and probably maybe Polish or something.
Belarus is fairly flat as well, isn't it? So there's no big barriers.
No, it's very flat with lots of lakes, rivers, forests. That's beautiful country. Sometimes it's called like blue eye country because it's more than 10,000 lakes and rivers, and 1/3 covered by like green forests. That's beautiful country. I really miss it.
Я дівчинка білоруська, білолічанка.
So at school, what were you like then? What were you good at, I suppose?
I was kind of good student because I always like learning. I also attend musical school, playing piano, but I didn't have any further education with music, just finished musical school, and then I went to university for economics. But at school I was good at probably, I always wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
So I was good at biology, chemistry, and then I just swapped my mind to finance, and it was math, English.
And why did you choose you said you did economics at...
Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a long story about Australia. When my sister decided to move, at that time, more common and more easy way was to immigrate if you have like economic degree, like finance, accounting, not medicine. Medicine at that time used to be very hard pathway. So that's why I changed.
And why did your sister come to Tasmania?
Her mother-in-law, she moved to Tasmania before, and then she wanted them, my sister and her husband, moved to Tasmania as well.
Okay.
So that's why she moved in Tasmania.
So how long had her mother-in-law been living here?
My sister moved in 2007, and her mother-in-law moved even, 7 years before, like 2000.
And so what did you hear about Tasmania from your sister?
Oh, that's beautiful place. Beautiful place to live, to grow children, nature, so many beautiful parks, sightseeing, hiking, fresh air, food, people, very polite people. That's amazing place, like a heaven.
And when did you sort of start to think that you might want to move to another country like Tasmania?
When?
Yeah.
When I was at school, I kind of know that at some stage I'm going to move because my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, and then more seriously, I had this idea when I was at university, when my sister moved. I started to learn English more properly, like be preparing for IELTS, all this pathway, thinking about what kind of job I need to have in order to meet skill assessment requirements, all that stuff. Yeah, that was quite a while ago.
So it was a long-term plan then.
Sort of, yeah. And I hope that at that stage my boyfriend, which is my husband now, was agree with everything. He said, okay, I just leave it with you. Okay, if we go, we go.
Okay, so he just went along with it.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky he agreed, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that once we decided to move as students, he even kind of didn't know that it will eventually happen because he didn't learn English.
Yeah.
He started learning English once he arrived in Tasmania. My gosh, once we moved in here, he know only like small phrases from movies.
Okay.
But now he fluently speak.
So you studied in Belarus first?
Yeah, I had bachelor degree in Belarus, economics and finance, which helped me to have master degree in Tasmania. Accounting, master of professional accounting. And then endless of IELTS. It's not easy. But anyway, and I don't regret any of my decision which I made.
Я девчинка белорусская, белоличанка.
When you first came to Tasmania, what do you remember about that? Was it what you expected?
I saw my sister, of course, my niece, which I haven't seen for 10 years. My niece, I like nature, smell, and I remember I could smell a little bit of sweet smell, eucalyptus. They kind of have a little bit of sweet. Compared to my country, we kind of don't have that sense. And fresh food, my family. I remember in a shop, when I was doing some shopping with my sister, I ran with a trolley to an old lady, and she apologized first to me. She apologized, which I should. And I was surprised, like, my gosh. That was very unusual. Because in my country, if someone bump you, they even can say something bad to you. Why are you on my way? Go away. And people everywhere smiling, asking, how are you? No one rush you, especially when you try to park on a road. Most of the time not. On the road where everyone is very polite. And when I was here visiting my sister, I was on a holiday. And I can say that that was holiday of my lifetime. That was amazing.
It's interesting you make that comment about the old people, bumping into old people here, because I remember it's probably a bit similar in Belarus, but in Russia there's lots of old babushkas everywhere. I got a bit scared of some of them.
They might be very furious. Oof.
Yeah, they just, quite a few of them are quite grumpy.
Unfortunately, life makes them like that.
Yeah.
In here, people very happy and very polite. And I haven't seen any grumpy old ladies in here. Maybe I didn't met. Unfortunately, it's just the way life in our countries, in Russia or Belarus. We suffered a lot from Second World War, from all this Soviet Union collapse, when you don't have any products, when you have to buy products on a paper, kind of, when you have special ticket. And I remember when we was a kid, my mom took me and my sister to the shop to get more products because they give for one person 1 kilo of sugar, 1 pack of butter, like flour, bread, just per person.
Yeah.
And that makes people grumpy and not polite.
Я девчинка белорусская, белоличанка.
What other things did you have to sort of prepare for to come to Australia?
So my first experience, which hasn't been successful, when was I applied as a skill assessment test. When I was in Belarus, I just wanted to come to Tasmania as professional. but it wasn't successful, unfortunately. And then for some stage I gave up because it was very frustrating for me, because it was so much effort put in place, English, documents, all this immigration agent fees. Yeah, not easy. And then when I went to see my sister, like a tourist visa, I just saw my sister, saw beautiful Tasmania in real, like experienced all this beautiful nature, food, people. I just decided again, okay, I need to give a try, another go. And then the only way for the next adventure was just to go to Tasmania as a student. Mm-hmm. And that required to have, again, academic IELTS, which is more difficult than general. Then prepare all documents for university. I wasn't sure if they going to enroll me. It was all stressful time. But anyway, university sent me letter of enrollment. I even quit my job in Belarus just to learn English properly, to pass for requirement score in order to be able to come to Tasmania. And all my relatives, they didn't know our plans. They was asking, why are you not working? They keep sending me like job advertisement, like, see, go, that's a nice option, just go. My husband, grandmother keep asking, Tania, why are you not working?
Yeah.
Because we have like in a secret. We just didn't want to tell anyone before we have kind of more working plan.
Before things were more certain.
Yeah, more certain. Once we have it, we tell everyone.
And how did they react?
Like, what?
Yeah.
Are you going to come back? No. No? You're going to live in Tasmania? Yes. Why? They was very... Only my mom, my parents was... They know, of course, everything because it's parents. And they were happy for us to move because they knew how wonderful this place for living. But my husband's side wasn't quite... Probably they were shocked first.
Yeah.
Because it's so far away compared to Belarus.
Like first year studying in Tasmania, what were some of the challenges, I guess?
Everything. Everything. I felt myself so frightened. I was like, if you know, when you try to teach someone to swim, you just throw it
into the deep end.
Into the deep, and if it's just try to swim, that was my feeling. My gosh! And I remember I met one Chinese girl, Sharon. She kind of took me under her wing, and it was so helpful. She helped me a lot, just to guide into university, help to settle. I was so frightened because when you finish university in 2009 year, when you're kind of 21, and then you study master degree in the middle of nowhere, kind of very far from your country when you're 31. You forgot everything, and it's absolutely different way of studying in here. Mm-hmm. In my country, you kind of have book, and you learn everything sort of by heart. In here, you have to think. It's like critical thinking. For me, it was I didn't understand what's mean critical thinking. You kind of read 20 articles, and then you write your own assessment based on everything you read. That was the trickiest part. This is the best way of learning.
Yeah, this is a big challenge for many international students, I think, because they come from countries like you where the system is based on kind of a rote learning, and it can be a bit of an adjustment to...
Yeah, and I remember at my university we have one subject, lecture was just telling us, and we write everything, and we have to learn by heart what we wrote.
Yeah.
But once you pass exam, you shut the door and you forgot.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
In here, I still remember what I learned in UTAS because I was thinking, that's fascinating, honestly. That's the best way of learning. Of course, you need to learn some formula, but when it comes to subject like research subject or other way, this way is the better one.
Outside of study, were there any other challenges in the first years of settling down, getting used to a new life in Tasmania?
The big challenge was to live without parents, without friends, in a very other way of living, kind of. Because I used to, when I used to live in Belarus, it was like work, home, like home stuff, visiting friends, seeing parents. In here it was different, just studying. Sometimes I can go outside for like walk with the dogs, my sister dogs, or we can go hiking in some weekends. But most of the time it was just studying.
And was it easy to like develop social life, to meet new people, that kind of thing? Because that can be quite difficult in a new place.
Again, thanks to Sharon, she introduced me to university life, to other people. I met lots of other wonderful students from India, from China, don't remember from other countries, but anyway, all those people were so helpful, and that's helped me to interfere to university life and have some friends. But most of the time, as I said, I was keep learning because it was hard for me, and I'm kind of the person who need to know everything, who need to understand everything before having test or writing some exam, and it took me a lot to learn because that's 4 subjects with lots of new information.
Yeah, and you have the pressure of the new, doing it in your non-native language, a new language as well.
Yeah, English. I forgot about English. Yes, learning another language, it's not easy. Especially you have, I personally have barrier to speak in front of audience. I was afraid of speaking because I was thinking I'm not have good English or my accent or people may not understand me. That was a big challenge for me to speak with other students, especially when other people can hear me, or with teachers.
Because did you have to do presentations?
Yes, my gosh, presentations. Oh my God, that was so stressful for me.
But is that something that they do in Belarus? Is that part of your education?
No, we don't have much of presentation. Most of the time it's just tests, writing assessment, exam, maybe some group work, but not presentation. And even if it's presentation, it's easy when you speak your own language.
Yes, yes.
Светлые бровки, быца бы, шнурочки.
It was much easier for socialization because I came here to my sister. So I have my sister in here, my husband. I had lots of support from my family in here. It's not like some people just arrive from different countries and they just on their own. That was much difficult.
Yeah.
I was here with my sister, my niece. My niece actually, she was 7 when she immigrated in Australia, so she kind of bilingual. She helped me a lot with my assessment. She proofreading my work.
Okay.
She helped me like modify a little bit my wording. That was very helpful. Make it more smooth and readable.
I know some people, you said you did English lessons in Belarus.
Yes, yeah.
But I guess that's one type of English. Were you surprised when you came to Tasmania that the English was different?
A bit different, not a bit, especially when you're in a shop. Sometimes I just didn't understand what people saying to me because of different way of saying. And my ear hasn't been trained at that far. It was like, can you repeat? Sorry, pardon.
Yeah.
But people very polite. They keep saying. And if they see that I don't understand, they try to speak other way. Not fast, slower.
Yeah.
Very helpful. And in my previous work, I had a wonderful workmate. She kept giving me some slang, Tasmanian, like go banana, when cows go home, something like that. And I used to write down, so I have a little bit of diary at home with slang.
Okay, that's handy.
Yeah, that's handy. And I noticed that people are very keen to help you. When you don't know the word or you forgot the word, they just help you to express what you feel. That's very helpful.
Yeah. And so your master's course, how long was that?
2 years.
Oh, 2 year course, yeah. And so at the end of that, I guess you're thinking about what's the next step?
Yeah, all my study was dedicated to immigration. That's why I learned hard, because I couldn't allow myself to fail exam and extend my visa and pay all this fee. That's why I keep learning day and night. Yeah, and after I graduated from university, we started our skill assessment process. Again, English, IELTS 7. not easy. And I'm so happy that everything was successful. And if I think about all my immigration way from student, not my previous unsuccessful, I met so many wonderful people, like Sharon from university. She helped me a lot. She saw probably my frightened eye, and she think, "Oh my gosh, I need to help her. Otherwise, what might happen?"
Yeah.
And we still keep in touch with her. Then I met wonderful Susan. She helped me to prepare for IELTS, because having academic IELTS 7 is another story, as opposed to 6th grade. Then I met lots of other wonderful people who helped me to find my first job, people from my work, I mean, incredible. And if I think about all the way, I'm happy to have the way as entire, not just the finish part. When I successfully have my PR, citizenship, all these people have very important and valuable part.
How did you go about finding work after you graduated?
I was working since I was studying even.
Okay.
I was very happy to meet a girl. She's from Russia. She helped me to have a little bit experience, which helped me to find my second job, sort of. So basically, when she had her holiday, she asked me to work for her, cover her for a couple of months, and she taught me everything, which should be like, it was finance officer, finance accounts officer, this sort of start job. And when I worked covering her in that company, Appleshed, I met manager who used to work in Appleshed, and I was trying to do great job, so he kind of was very happy for me, for my job. And once he moved to another company, he offered me a role, casual position, but he asked me, "Are you happy to join our team?" and that sort of stuff. And I said, "Okay, of course." And that's why I found my job for 5 years, but I quit for any other reasons.
Yeah, so how was that process of going from being just on a student visa to...
Another challenge.
Yeah.
Because student environment, it's one story. Work environment, another story. I always feel pressure to be good, to be professional, because I kind of from other country and I need to prove myself all the time. I don't have any other chance to prove myself, and I put so much effort to do my job like in a very good way. And new people, I remember I was even afraid of answer phones at first, because I was afraid that I might not understand people on the other line. But all these little steps helped me to build more confidence and be a good professional in my field. And everyone was, again, helpful a lot. My workmates, they see my frightened face. My eyes like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" And they always tend to help me.
And was it a smallish company or a big company? Like, what kind of work environment was it?
In our team was, in finance team, like 7 people, not big.
So it gave you this opportunity to sort of get to know, everyone sort of knew each other.
Yeah, get to know each other, do other job, increase my skills, like build up other skills.
Светлые бровки, быть бы шнурочки.
It is surprising. But nowadays I don't have much of Australian friends in here. Most of the time we just communicate with family, with other Russian people, not much from Australians. Maybe it's just me. Maybe some other people have more Australian friends. I don't. But my husband, he's more communicative.
Okay.
He can, and I think this environment much more for him, because I'm a more close person and he is absolutely open. If he saw a person once and he can meet him in other time in a Mitre or Bunnings, he can speak with him as a best friend. That's very good for him.
That's very Tasmanian style.
Yeah, he is absolutely Tasmanian style, and he speaks Tasmanian language more than I do.
Okay.
And sometimes he even more understands.
Okay.
Tasmanian
so what does he do here?
He builder,
And
which is common for immigrants. At that moment, he is studying for certificate to have license. At that stage, he like contractor more.
Yeah, because building would definitely put you in contact with more locals.
He knows so many people. I always surprised, and I say to him, "Dima, that's your just a power. you can communicate with people so easily.
Because you mentioned he didn't have much English when he came here.
No. When he came, he can just speak some phrases from a movie. I don't want to say them. Not good. Not good phrases. But then he started learning English with my tutor from Belarus via Skype. Then he went to TAFE for these evening courses, which very helped him, especially to build up speaking, fluency in speaking. He learned a lot grammar with my teacher, but speaking part, absolutely good. It does TAFE. Because you have to speak, otherwise no one understands you.
Yeah, absolutely. For him, was it as easy as for you to find a job, or was it?
That's a good question. My sister's husband, he's a builder.
Okay.
And he has license. So once we came, my husband was work for my sister's husband. So that was easy part for us, because not easy to immigrate to Tasmania. It's very expensive, and you have to have job.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't work because I was only studying, and my husband was working to pay student fees, some working life fees. Yeah, and it was good that he has job from the first day. But he had all the skills building. He used to work in Russia in some building companies. Then in Belarus he was working as in the film industry as creating decorations.
Oh, okay, building sets.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
That was having skills from building was very helpful for him to work in a filming company.
You sort of talked a bit about the challenges of settling in, and there are some quite considerable challenges. But you've been here a few years now.
Yeah,
8. And what do you enjoy most about Tasmania?
Easy life. You're just living here. Of course, you have to work a lot to meet your ends, kind of. But if you work, you can afford a lot to yourself, compared to my country, where you have to work, but you can't afford a lot. No, that's a good place for living. That's very easy life.
And what do you tell when you talk to your family back in Belarus? What do you tell them about Tasmania?
That they should come.
Okay.
I tell them about how it's beautiful, all these national parks. And my favorite one, when you have wonderful toilet in the middle of nowhere with paper, with soap,
Okay.
just in a forest.
Yeah.
In my country, different story. Yeah, nature, everything's so clean. So many different kind of restaurants. You can have any kind of food. Asian, European, Indian. I don't like Indian food, it's too hot for me. But anyway, that's where else can you have all this mixture and different taste? Is not in Tasmania or Australia.
But can you get anything like Belarusian food here?
No. Maybe Greek.
Okay.
Greek quite close.
Светлые броки, быцам бы шнурочки.
You've got a young child now?
Yeah, 11 months.
Daughter or son? I can't
Son.
remember. Son. And so, how's it been being a new mother in a different country, I suppose?
Challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging because you don't have grandparents in here to help you. Most of the time it's just me and my husband. Sometimes my family can help me, but they have their own life, of course. But you always have support from child help when they have all these visits. So you always, if you have questions, you can call them and always can come and wait. Your child can have some questions. You have always support. What else? You have different kind of groups with same moms to meet each other and don't be crazy sitting at home alone.
Yeah.
And then childcare, they do an amazing job. They can have kids from 6 months, especially when you have to go to work that early. But in my case, I decided to stay 1 year. And my employee offered me this opportunity to stay at home 1 year. That's very big thanks to them.
And I guess would the difference be in Belarus that it would be rather than childcare, you'd have the grandparents would be the main childcare?
The big difference, my country and Australia, is that in here, which I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but in here you have only 1 year and government pay you only like 5 months. But in my country, you can stay 3 years, and government pay you 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And then after 3 years, you can go to daycare, or you can use your grandparents
Yeah.
to sit with babies.
But are there any sort of values or traditions that you learned in your upbringing that you still sort of maintain as an adult today?
Family, very strong connection to family and community. Provide support to your family. Like have all these big celebrations together. Like I would like to try to grow David in this environment where people matter and where family matter. That's important thing. So in my country, we have very powerful word, just must. If you don't want to do something, you just must. So I want this value to be with David. So if you don't want to learn math, for example, or you don't want to go to school, you must. That's the main value. Or you should. Maybe should be more polite, but in my case, it just must.
And so are there any Belarusian customs or traditions that you still maintain and that you would like your son to learn or know about?
I would like him to learn about our history, about he's Belarusian anyway, so about his country, some history about Russia and Ukraine, all this, because we was all part of one country. I would like him to speak our language, and maybe at some stage we can visit and travel Belarus together, so he can see where his parents used to live, where we used to work, everything, all this stuff, and meet his relatives. And I would say that Belarusian people are very patient, resilient, and adaptable, and I would like him to be like that as well. Like it's and kind. I would like him to be resilient as well and a strong person. Not just give up on when he can't do anything from first attempt. Like for us, if you can't do this at first, okay, you just need to keep going and try again. Not like give up from little pressure.
And I guess your journey from Belarus to here is a good example of those values as well.
Yeah, I could easily give up hundreds of times, but I keep doing because I think that I want this, I have a goal, and I just must do everything.
Yeah.
I just must.
What kept you motivated, especially during the times when it just seemed really difficult and that it may not happen?
I'm just very much a goal-oriented person, and if I have any goal, I just try to do best and everything just to keep going and finally be successful in something. And probably my character, like be strong and resilient and adaptable, which is from what I gave with my mother milk. It's very traditional to have these values.
So would you say it was your mother inspired you to be like that?
My mom, my grandmother. We all kind of all strong people. We came from Belarus, which suffered a lot from World War II. Like lots of people were killed. Not easy story. So, and I think because with all this happening, people became more stronger.
And so did your grandparents talk about those kind of things? Yeah, so it gets sort of passed down.
Yeah, so we had lots of stories about war, what's happening to them. And I'm glad that they alive and could be able to tell these stories to us. In here, people more relaxed, more open. As I said, stranger can say you hi and ask how are you. In my country, we don't have that at all. Only you can ask how are you people who you really know. But to strangers, no, they might think you're crazy or something, or even feel offended if you ask them how are you. But probably it's just lifestyle. In my country, people suffered a lot from history, all this World War, and it's not easy to live in post-Soviet Union countries at that moment. In here, people more happy. They can speak up without thinking that they might get imprisoned or something. They just have freedom, I would say.
Я дівчинка білоруська.